All right. We are back. We are back for another episode of Beyond the Trenches, episode 21. This is the week one of the NFL season. I'm here with our usual panel. I got Jordan and Jeff.
Yeah, usual suspects.
Usual suspects repping their teams in the background, Eagles and Raiders, respectively. Respectfully.
Mike don't got nothing in the back because he switched teams.
Nah. I keep mine with me at all times, baby. You already know what it is. You already know. It's on deck, baby. You know how we go, baby. But anyway, so yeah, this was a good week in football, man. It was a good start to the season. Very, very exciting. You two, all of our teams actually won. So, it was a good week for all of us. And let's get started, man. I said the topics earlier. So, what are y'all biggest takeaway or surprise from week one, Jeff? What do you think?
I mean, it's going to be the same thing everybody. It's Aaron Rodgers and the Packer play. Like, it was real subpar. Again, I think it's more to it than just having a bad week. I'm sure Jordan would disagree. But, it was just a bad week for them. One of the perennial teams, been in the NFC Championship 2 years in a row, expecting to go back for a third time, maybe try to get over the hump this time. The fact that they didn't and come out so lackluster against the Saints. We don't really have many Saints playmakers. You got Michael Thomas not there. Then you got Winston at quarterback, which, don't get me wrong, he had an extraordinary managerial game. Like it was 14 for 20, not even 200 yards, but the 5 touchdowns threw it in there. But I was just shocked. I mean, it was just some discord with the Packers. And, I expected them to come out like gangbusters, really. And they really let me down.
They really all right. And hold on. Let me just welcome Toby to the show. Toby, man, welcome to the new revamp Beyond the Trenches. On here, our guy Toby is back, and only asked one question. So we're trying to get in to get out. So I asked these guys, what's the biggest takeaway or surprise from week one? I'll let you go, Jordan. Toby just got here. But Jordan.
Me?
Yeah.
Biggest takeaway. I mean, there was no real big injuries to any stars, so I was happy about that. Pretty all good, decent games. You feel me? Except for a few, you know what I'm saying? A couple of blowouts, but you know what I'm saying? All good games. I like the way, my birds was flying, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Definitely that Green Bay was a shocker. I definitely didn't expect them to get blown away that way. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy for Jameis Winston and the performance that he put on. I know I told you Jack, Jeff. But you thought it was pedestrian because of the yards?
it was 14 for 20, like 170 yards, and then the 5 touchdowns. That's why I gave it extraordinary.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that game later for sure. And Toby, what was your biggest takeaway from week one?
There was a lot to take away. There was a lot going on. Steelers, biggest takeaway from me, their defense, elite. People are sleeping on us again. The Ravens, look what's happening with them. He might win the division again. People picking the Browns, though. I don't know why people in love with the Browns. They just lost to the Chiefs again. They don't got it. They don't got the defense we got.
Brett got the Browns in the Super Bowl, I think. Matter of fact, he said.
We got the defense that could stop Patty. We got the defense, and we're going to do that.
Last year.
My second biggest takeaway is that the AFC North and the NFC West are the best divisions. You got the Cardinals, you got the Rams, Seahawks. That division is going to be tougher than, with us. You got the Steelers and the Browns and the Ravens. But that's all I got to say about that. Steelers
right,
coming
cool.
to kill.
All right, we'll get into all the games, all the topics or whatever. My biggest takeaway from week one is just the seeing a young quarterback play. I feel like the first, second, third year quarterbacks are really showing a lot to me, stuff like that. It could be the NFL itself. Much easier for quarterbacks around the league right now, so you can get in there. I feel like that, the league is in good hands moving forward from what I can see. And I feel like even the ones who didn't, light it up, you can see the seeds of how good they're going to be down the line. Even Jalen Hurts, like all the young quarterbacks, I feel like they all play pretty good. So that's my biggest takeaway. But question 2, Last night, Monday Night Football, man. Let's get right back into it, man. Raiders versus Ravens. What are your thoughts from the game? Or whatever. So let's start with Toby last night.
My thoughts on the game is they played very well. Lamar was good until the end of the game. But at the end of the day, I feel like he cost them. He did cost them the loss. But at the end of the day, like when I look at these teams, they're not threats. Let me just say that they're not threats.
Didn't you say no playoff teams?
No playoff teams. Yeah. In the chat, yeah, non-playoff teams. But the Raiders, they're gonna be, they're getting better. But John Gruden been there for so long. It's like I don't know what's gonna happen this year. They might not get to the playoffs because look, even they got Denver in the division, and Denver played defense, and they up and coming too. So I mean, it was a good game though. But Lamar got to stop, turn over the ball. He be running a lot. He runs a lot, so he has to stop, turn over the ball.
All right. Do you think he's gotten better as a passer? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. He made some good passes, You got Sammy Watkins now.
Yeah, I forgot about Watkins. I should have drafted him actually. Jeff, what do you think from last night? Jeff and his team, happy for Raiders. What's your biggest takeaway from last night though?
That Raiders D line, them picks, all that stuff is coming together. That was key for me because our back end isn't really that great. They serviceable, but that D line was causing havoc. I was impressed with Lamar throwing the ball. His mechanics, his foot separation, like how he looked actually delivering the ball, his posture was really good to me. He looked really well. He was 19 for 30, which is really good too. Like it's not a bad percentage. He just fumbled on the runs, and that's going to be something that he'll learn. Try and not take on those big hits from those linemen. Try to avoid some of those hits. A lot of those elder statesmen quarterbacks, they understand that. Like you don't need to go in there and try to take those hits, trying to die for those extra yard or two. It's okay to give yourself up. Waller, top 2 tight end, him and Kelsey. Everybody else is underneath us. Derek Carr, like I said, and I've been saying for 2 seasons straight, I'm really not sold on him. He only averaged 7.8 yards per pass last night on 56 passes to get 435 yards and just to have 2 touchdowns. So, that's a lot of throwing for him. I felt like we definitely went away from Jacobs because he's injured, but I wanted Drake to get the ball a lot more. So we'll see how we get ready for next week with the Steelers. That's another defense that doesn't really give up much on the run. And their defensive backs are solid and their linebackers. So we'll see where we grow from here.
All right, that's cool. Jordan, what you think about last night? What's your biggest takeaway?
Like Jeff said, I think the defensive line popped out to me. Crosby, that duo with Crosby and I forget his name, man.
He was 91. He was footer. He played for the Ravens too.
Yeah, and Dagway. Yeah, and so that surprised me. I think Lamar looked pretty decent. He definitely left some passes out there, but he did impress me. He made enough plays, but those fumbles definitely killed him because they could have iced it on those drives if he didn't fumble.
Yeah.
I also think that them not having the dominant, like that 1-2 punch with Edwards and Dobbins was going to be killer. It was going to be nasty this year. I think that hurts them not having enough playmakers. Like I think they're going to need to get Latavius Murray to start for the rest of the year because I think he can be somebody that can just take the pressure off of Lamar running and being, actually a decent. I mean, I'm not saying that the guys that were out there weren't decent, but I don't know if there's, I think Latavius Murray is the best back that they have at this point.
I kind of like the kid Williams though. I think
he looked pretty good. The offensive line didn't look that great, but they're not really set up to throw. So, I mean, and right, they did do a pretty good job. But those fumbles definitely. Killed them, but I mean that's not nothing we've never seen. You feel me? So that's just what comes with the territory of him, who he is. Feel me? So
yeah. Him and Wentz and the fumbles and stuff like that. I'm saying he actually fumbled again, by the way, Sunday. Just like
right?
Well, what happened, Jordan?
I'm talking about the Colts, right? Our quarterback didn't fumble.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't know no Carson Wentz, bro. It's not my quarterback.
Okay. He did. I'm just saying he's still fumbling. That's my point. Anyway.
Cool.
Anyway, Yeah, I thought so. I don't agree with y'all about Lamar. I think he didn't grow as a passer, in my opinion. I think that like the regular pocket passes where just hit a person in stride or make the outside throw. I think he still struggled with that. To me personally, now I think on the run, I think he's nice or whatever like that. But I think that the regular pitch and catch passes is where he got to get better at. I feel like obviously he do need more balls. Go ahead, Joe. What are you gonna say?
I think it was because of the pressure too, though. Like
he was on him all night.
Yeah, they was on him all night, and like when you're getting pressure like that, you got to be able to make quick decisions. Like his anticipation is not the greatest, but the way he threw the ball accurately in the spin, I liked it. On some throws, especially like that touch throw to Mark Andrews late. Was that Mark Andrews or who was that? No, that was Sammy Watkins.
I wish it was Mark Andrews.
yeah. It was Sammy Watkins, you feel me? But that was a beautiful throw, you feel what I'm saying? So we just got to see more stuff like that and his anticipation on throwing. I think the way, I think he's got the arm and the touch to be able to throw it anywhere, but he needs to be cool, calm, and collective, and his anticipation needs to be better.
Yeah, he definitely got to be better. I think I would still start Williams, and then bring Murray like as a 1-2 punch or whatever. But I would give Williams bulk of the carries. That kid got energy. He's fast. He's shifty.
I feel you, but Latavius is nice, man.
He's a one-trick pony. He's just really down in that red zone, punch it in. We'll see what Le'Veon does.
I gotta disagree. You wasn't saying that when he was playing for you. He was nice.
No, he was definitely just a goal line, punch it in type guy. He wasn't really like running from the 20 to the 80, 20, 80 yards and nothing like that.
He got some speed on him to be that size.
That breakaway that Williams had in the first quarter, Latavius ain't doing that, bro.
He's not, bro.
Watch some highlights then.
What'd you say, Toby?
I said that was a good run.
It was. It was.
It was a good run.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think the Ravens will still be right there in the end. The Raiders, I think Jeff hit it on the head earlier and in the chat about like can't keep keying on Waller. Got to spread it around real, more. So Waller had 19 attempts. That's crazy, bro.
It was his birthday though too. So
how is that crazy though? I mean, if you look at all those attempts, bro, it was a lot of them. They could have had if they connected on those, their stats would have been. He might have had 500 yards. He might have had
nothing to connect on.
He had another weapon. He had 19 targets.
Right, 19 targets.
He had 10 catches.
That's not good.
That's not good at all.
50% of the passes coming your way.
I'm saying, imagine if you would have caught all those passes.
Well, they had about 3 drops, and then Derek Carr showed his inconsistency because his ball placement is really not good. That's why I've been off that train with Derek Carr. Like he does the one where Waller was running across the formation deep, and he threw it behind him. He had to try to get it with one hand, but he got mad at Waller, like, hey, you should try to do it with 2 hands. Like, bro, put the ball in front of him. He could run 5 more yards.
You got to try with 2 hands. I was just saying that, like, you got to try with 2 hands. All this one hand, man, like we was never even taught that. Like, it was never taught one hand. Like, put 2. But if you try to catch it with one hand, you run in the lap and do some push-ups.
I mean,
man,
we'll see. Again, like I said, like Mike is just agreed. They got to spread it around, man. We got too many guys that can make plays, but we just ain't giving them a chance.
Yeah, they got to spread it around a little bit more. But Ruggs got to get better. He had a lot of drops too, whatever, a couple of drops and whatnot. So Ruggs got to get better and whatnot.
Only one trick.
I think it's in his head a little bit or whatever.
He said that during the broadcast. They said that he puts a lot of pressure on himself because he was the first receiver drafted.
Right. But wasn't the best. That's the problem. All right, we'll move on forward, man. Let's go backwards in time. Let's go to Thursday Night Football, and let's talk about the Bucks and not that one. Let's talk about the Bucks and the Cowboys. So the question is, did Dak prove with his stat line and how he played? Did Dak prove he is elite even in the loss? And can anyone stop the Bucks moving forward? What y'all think?
I mean, I'll go first on this one. I don't think Dak proved anything. Again, a high value, 58 passes. I'll pass. And he was only 6.9 yards per pass, his average. He completed 42 out of the 58. That's a lot of throws.
It's a good percentage, though.
That is a good percentage.
70%.
Listen, I feel you, but that's a lot of passes that for you to only get what 400 yards on 42 completions, that's not good to me, like at all. And we've seen Dak perform like this even last season when he was lighting it up before he got hurt. We've seen him do this. It's not Dak. They got to give the ball to Zeke, and they're not doing that. So Dak is really worth the money. He's the best quarterback in the NFC East. He'll prove that this year, obviously because of injuries and because of players moving on. But you know, Dak is a very, really good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback, elite. I'm not sure yet because he's got to win more playoff games to me. But he's definitely good. The Bucks, man, I don't even know what to do with these guys, man. Like how you bet against the Brady, and like it's just like wherever he goes, he make it happen. Whenever he makes it happen, and then the growl that he had when they left all that time on the clock, like it told you, like he like, yo, I'm ready to shred y'all. Like y'all knew that, right? So people controversial about the end play. They think it was a push off for the touchdown. I mean, it depends who you ask, but the Bucks look real solid.
All right, so what you think, man? Did Dak prove anything to you? And how do you beat the Bucks? What do you think? Or can anyone beat the Bucks?
Dak proved to me that he's really, really good. I mean, he came back from this injury. I didn't know what to expect. He played really good. He played the champion, the Bucks. Like, and he played good against them. They shred them. He didn't throw the ball too far, but he has playmakers. So they make plays. They catch everything. I agree with you with what Jeff said about Zeke. Very disappointing. He needs to be better.
But go ahead.
He needs to be better, but I think he'll be better going forward. I mean, it's the Bucks. The Bucks have a good defensive front, so he was able to stop them. But you know, it was still a close game. And with the Bucks, they're gonna be hard to stop. But at the end of the day, I think you're going to need a pass rush. If a team has a pass rush, that's the only way to do it. The offensive line is incredible. They said Brady didn't get sacked one time the whole game. That's Brady's gonna destroy you. So you got to get a pass rush on him. So I think, you know, football is a crazy game. I don't think they're going to go undefeated. I don't think it's guaranteed they're going to win the chip. Anything could happen, you know. And I think a team, you know, I'm not going to really talk about it right now, but y'all know, that has a pass rush is gonna, you know, probably stop them. That's the only way.
Right. We'll get to that. Hey, Jordan, man, I want to get to you, especially about the Cowboys, your favorite team. No, I'm joking. But what do you think of Dak, Jordan? Like, and try to be nice, try to be you know, unbiased or whatever. What do you think of Dak, his play this year, and can anyone stop the Bucks, bro?
I was actually impressed. Like, I thought he came out really and shredded them. And from, you know, what I saw last year from the defense in the playoffs, I assumed that they were going to be continuing on that level. They didn't look that in week one.
Defense?
Yeah, Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He came out there and shredded them. Jeff, you talked about the yards per play. Man, that's a 7 yards per play. I mean, per pass is getting the shit done, bro. I mean, he threw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's getting shit done. Yeah, he was carving them up. Beautiful throws. I was impressed. I didn't think he was going to play this well. I didn't think they was going to play this well as a team. The defense was always going to be the problem. They couldn't get Zeke involved because they were shutting that shit down. He wasn't getting nothing. And then Dak was shredding them up. Yeah, let's load it up. 60 throws. Let's get it done. Defense failed them. They shouldn't have left too much time on that clock, but the defense failed them again. And it always will.
It does look better, though. Well, I'll wait. You done?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about the Bucks, Joe? We thoughts on the Bucks. Can anyone stop the Bucks? What do you think, man?
I mean, I think that they're going to be like, I don't think their defense is going to be the same. But offensively, you have to be able to score with them. So if you can't score with them, their defense is going to be probably middle of the pack, still top 15, top 10, then you can't beat them. So if you can't score with them, you can't beat them because they can hit you from all over the field. They got 3 all-pro wide receivers. Antonio Brown being the best one.
I knew that was coming. I was waiting on it.
With my 80th pick in our fantasy drag, Antonio Brown.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then they got 2 guys. Whoever's hot, okay, let's give them the ball, and they can get up and go. You feel me? And they always got the pass rush. So late in the game, whoever's opposing quarterback, you got to be able to handle all that. You know what I'm saying? So I think they have a chance to still. obviously repeat. They're the best, like on paper talent. They have the best talent in the league. I would say next to like Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? To be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
Did Jones play?
Oh, Rojo?
Yeah.
He fumbled. He in the doghouse again.
Again? He did that last year, remember?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Him after that, he didn't even play no more.
Yo, Arians don't play with him.
He don't play with him.
Fournette didn't even look that great to me, honestly. I mean, he had that great catch that saved that pick, but other than that, he didn't look too great to me.
Nah, Rojo's better, but he keep fumbling. That's the problem.
I think they need to ride Fournette a little bit more. I think if he gets going, he can really show flashes of, a little bit of a Jacksonville at times. Like we forget he's him and I mean, we're not gonna talk about Le'Veon because I don't even know if he's gonna even see the field. But we'll find out once we once we see him. But I think he's got a little bit more left in him that they need to show.
Fournette can't catch like Rojo. That's the difference in them.
They was both dropping shit. I mean,
you're right.
The Bucks did have mad turnovers, and that kicker, the Bucks had mad turnovers. They didn't play good, and the kicker, the Cowboys missed like 2 field goals.
Yeah, I mean, if he hits all those field goals,
they lost by like 2-3 points.
Yeah.
But the game would have played out totally different with those field goals going in.
Yeah, for sure. But who knows? I mean, Brady was.
Who knows?
Brady was.
They just convert on them chances.
Those 2 picks were kind of like fluky.
Yeah, the one where
one was a tip. It was fluky.
And then the fumble. The other one was at halftime. I don't really count that, but the fumble from Jones and the pick was perfect. It was in perfect positions. But the one that he missed the second one. That could have changed the game. They could have won. But who knows?
So I think that Dak is showing that he's becoming an elite quarterback. Definitely great. I think Dak is on that kind of like trajectory. It don't kill me, but like Brady and Ben, where they start out as like game managers, counting on defense, and then they get better and better as the years go along. And now he is the offense. Zeke was, but now Dak is really the offense. That's why. And then also with the Tampa Bay running game, they really won't get nowhere regardless. Honestly, the kid Pollard got a burst that Zeke don't really have no more. They should really run him more. But I do think Dak and his weapons, man. Gallup was hurt, but then CeeDee Lamb coming into his own, and Coop's still the best route runner in the whole league, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, he is. Go ahead, Jordan. Go ahead. Am I wrong,
bro? I mean, up there, but I don't know.
This guy, and then such a hater, bro. And then I kind of like the Duck Schultz as a little tight end at the backfield and whatnot. So I think they will win a division. But as far as the Bucks, like you're right, man. They didn't even use Howard or what's the other tight end?
Brate.
Yeah, and they both starters in this league. And they didn't even play him at all. They play old ass Gronk and stuff like that. And but Gronk can still ball, especially a year back in the football. They just got too many weapons. I agree with Jordan. AB is their best receiver. I don't know what Jeff talking about, but get back to that. He run the best routes. He definitely the fastest, stuff like that. And but to Jeff's point though, Cowboys had their best corner on Evans. And AB wasn't on.
Diggs definitely turned up this year. Even I was even watching the Hard Knocks. Like he was giving some stuff up, but it looked all right. I watched the Hard Knocks, even though it was pitiful, but I watched it. So
I mean, somebody gonna beat them. They ain't gonna undefeat it, but when it gets to the playoff time, it's gonna be tough. That's all I gotta say. All right, so moving on forward, man, to the next topic. Which was, and Jeff, you kind of already went into this. I'm gonna start with you. Packers versus Saints. Were you more more surprised by Aaron Rodgers' bad game or Jameis Winston good game? Which one?
I'm gonna take it all the way out the park. I was impressed with Sean Payton's play calling.
Okay.
Because he ain't asked Jameis to do way too much that he couldn't handle. He actually had him play right within the scheme. The Packers defense still got to improve. I mean, I thought they was taking a step last year. They kind of looked lackadaisical last night or Sunday, and I wasn't impressed at all. So, if anything, I would say Winston, yes, I'm more impressed with that because he was able to contain himself and not go gunslinger, which we know he can attempt to do, but he's not at all because he's the first person in NFL history with 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in the same season. Granted, he threw for 5,000 yards, but they still was terrible. So I was impressed with Winston being able to compose himself, keep himself composed, run the plays that were there, hit the guys they had to get instead of trying to go for home runs or duke it out with Aaron Rodgers. It was good. Rodgers was terrible. And again, like I said, I just think it's more to this one bad game that Rodgers is having. You can see it how you want to see it. I just think it's a lot more to it. These last two off seasons haven't been the type that he wanted. I mean, he wants out, and like I said before, dudes feel alienated when you say when you want out. You basically saying, I don't want to play with y'all. Like, I don't want y'all. Y'all not good enough for me. I want out. And that's what I think is happening with the Packers right now. I think he actually, on the record, I think he's getting traded before the trade deadline.
Okay. I don't know about that, but I think you just want him to open. That's what you want.
I mean, him or a receiver, one or the other. Like, I need something.
All right. We're gonna go with Toby. What you think, man? What you more impressed by? I'm more surprised by bad Rodgers or good Jameis in that game?
Definitely Rodgers. Rodgers was disgusting out there. Horrible performance. I had him on my fantasy team. He gave me 2 points.
We suffer from the same syndrome, bro.
And if he gave me an average game, it was a disgusting performance. We cannot continue being this bad. Jeff's had a hot take. If he continues being this bad, they might have to trade him because this was like probably the worst game of his career. 3 points.
What y'all think he pulling James Harden playing bad, trying to get traded?
Yeah.
Who knows? And another thing, he messed me up with my parlay too.
Oh.
I had under 43 points. It was 38-3.
Wow.
I just couldn't give me 6-7 points. I'm surprised. I'm hurt by Rodgers. He hurt me in my fantasy. He hurt me in my parlay. He was
basically, he costing you money, basically.
Yeah, he's costing me a lot. I'm surprised by it because it's like, oh, this is Aaron Rodgers. And Jameis, I expected good things from Jameis. You know why? Because he was put on the bench and he was pumped. And now he's with great minds. Like, he was with Drew Brees, and now he's with Sean Payton, and they have Alvin Kamara, and they're going to contain him. He's not going to play out of his mind anymore because he went through that experience. So I expect good things from Jameis this year. So definitely Aaron Rodgers.
All right, Jordan, you see it. Packers versus Saints. More surprised by bad Rodgers or good Winston?
I mean, I'm definitely surprised. I'm surprised by both. I'm surprised by bad Rodgers. Well, let me say this. I'm not surprised by Jameis Winston, but I didn't see the 5 touchdowns. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But I'm not surprised that he didn't play well. I did think that Winston was going to play well in the system. I was hoping that obviously he was going to get the job. And he showed why, truly, like, he was a number 1 pick. Like, let's not forget, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did 30 for 30, but 5,100 yards and 30 touchdowns is, it's still impressive on its own. So we can't take that away from him, even though he threw 30 interceptions. This year, he's coming back and, like, in a different system. And Sean Payton is, it's adding a different element to the offense to where they couldn't do those certain things with Drew Brees. And, like, what do we think about Michael Thomas? Like, is he going to get traded? Because the way they looked yesterday against the NFC, a team that was Sunday, a team that was in the championship, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was impressive. That was an impressive win. And then they had the Hurricanes down there, and New Orleans was pumped, and they came out there and they smacked them. I never saw Rodgers putting up 3 points, but I don't think it has anything to do with what happened in the offseason because I think the whole rift between what was going on was obviously towards the front office. I think players understand that. You know what I'm saying? Players aren't going to look at you differently because you have a rift in the front office. There wasn't any sort of conversation about, there was an issue with a player or the locker room. They all supported him now. You feel what I'm saying? There was no issues with the players. I think they just really came out and got smacked.
Just like Jeff said, my man Dave and whatnot.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because you asked them for some playmakers and they didn't get that.
I don't know how. I don't know why he would put bad tape on. I don't know why he would put bad tape on your Aaron Rodgers. You're the MVP from last year. Why would you put,
this is a hot take right here.
Why would you put bad? Why would you do that?
Hot take, Dave. Hot take. So I think that I do think the offseason got a lot to do with it. I do feel like that, he have no offseason, no preseason, wasn't ever with the guys and whatnot. I do think that does play a part. But that bad was surprising to me, which I don't know. Jeff got an interesting point. I gotta see how that plays out. But Jameis, man, yeah, he was always should have got the job. He can throw the ball. And I think Sean Payton does make him better, obviously. The Saints defense, though, we're not talking about. They played really good. True. And they got a good D coordinator. And I think they definitely had a game plan going in there. I think they tricked Rodgers a little bit as well. Because he threw 2 picks, yesterday as well. So got to give them credit. Also, but yeah, we'll see how good Jameis is down the line. But I think Rodgers is going to bounce back, man. Rodgers don't like to be talked about or counted down. So Toby, I don't know who you play this week, but they're gonna be in for a rude awakening.
I'm gonna say y'all not gonna be saying Jeff not gonna be saying this when he's putting up 30 points and they going. You feel me? They go 11-5. I mean, not 11-5 or what? 12 and what is it? Freaking how many games they got?
17, 12-5.
12-5, you feel me? And he's top 5 in yards and touchdowns, you feel me? He going ball. They just got smacked, bro.
All right, give me the POTM right now then. Give me the POTM. I'll take the prisoner of the moment. Because I think he definitely going, there's more to it. Like, that's what it is.
All right, well, moving forward, man, let's talk about the NFC East, but let's talk about the Eagles versus Falcons. The Eagles did win, beat up on the Falcons yesterday. So what did, I guess, Hurt show you? What did the Eagles show they can win the NFC East? I'm going to let you go ahead, Jordan, and start this off, bro.
Well, I mean, the way we looked yesterday, yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to say that for sure. I mean, like, people want to say the Falcons are bad. Okay.
They want to say it.
They've been bad the last 5 years, right? A little bit longer. However, Matt Ryan and their offense was always could throw up 30 to 40 on you in a heartbeat. I'm more impressed with the fact that the defense played sound ball. They didn't score. You can go all of it down the field you want, but if you don't score, that shit don't matter. You feel what I'm saying? So I thought it was sound. The corners are still probably going to be a little bit of a problem, but when they go zone is their thing because we can, you know what I'm saying? Get deep and let them boys go. That's bringing out the true talent in the D line, the pass rush. Let them go. So I think that the way the play calling was looking on defense was great, and I like the new offense. Creating the spacing with the speed that we got. You know what I'm saying? The RPO. Jalen Hurts made sound decisions. His anticipation was correct. He left a few balls out there, you feel what I'm saying? One to Ertz that he didn't really catch. But if he would have let that thing go, that would have been a big gain, you know what I'm saying? So some of that stuff he's still going to learn, but he played efficient. Devontae Smith looked great. You know what I'm saying? In the offensive line, like people are seeing our offensive line, you got to remember we were decimated in offensive line last year. We have a top 5 offensive line, fully healthy. Top 5. And a top 5 defensive line, fully healthy. With those two mixes, that's
what about the NFC East?
That's the recipe for playoffs.
Okay, all right, we got you.
Playoffs.
On wax. Playoffs.
That's a recipe for playoffs. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So. But I like the way we're looking. I like the way that defense was hunting.
All right.
The defensive line was.
So what you think about the Eagles, man? Eagles, Falcons, and the Eagles all together.
I didn't really watch the game, but from what I've seen of Jalen Hurts, he played good. He played composed. The Falcons are absolutely horrible. But the Eagles can win their division because the Giants, I don't see them doing it. And the Washington, no, I don't see them doing it. And it's between them and the Cowboys. And the thing about the Cowboys is the Cowboys are going to cowboy. They're going to, mess up some way. They're going to mess up some way. But the thing about, the Cowboys and the Eagles, their schedules are hard. I'm looking at the Eagles' schedule. They play the 49ers, then they play the Cowboys, then they play the Chiefs. So that stretch right there, they could lose.
All three.
So this is going to be a good stretch, to see, who's going to, especially the game against the Cowboys. If y'all lose to the 49ers, you definitely got to try to beat the Cowboys because then you play the Chiefs. That's automatic. Out. So, but I do think they could, it's going to be between them and the Cowboys for sure.
All right, Jeff, what do you think about the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, and winning the division? What do you think, buddy?
The overall Eagles offense did look good. Ran for 173 yards on the ground. Hurts threw for almost 300 yards. Real good percentage, some touchdowns. Really impressed by that. Got Devontae Smith the ball early. Got him a feel for his NFL experience. And like everybody else is saying, the Falcons terrible, man. Like Hurst, they don't have any weapons. Ridley is not a number one. He's definitely a number two, no matter where you put him. The whole Falcons are in rebuild. I wouldn't be shocked to see if they trade Matt Ryan because they don't really have anything. And they'll be playing for the bottom of the NFC South against the Panthers. The Eagles winning the division. The only reason I say no is because I like Dak and Zeke and CeeDee Lamb over the Eagles trio, whatever that is. Now, don't get me twisted. I was wrong about Miles Sanders early. I didn't think he was a pretty good runner, but he showed me some bursts there last night or Sunday. 15 carries, 71 yards. He probably would get more carries if Barnwell wasn't getting some of the carries too, but he ran efficiently as well. So I think Sanders should get a lot more carries.
Me too. Feed him.
Yeah,
him on fantasy team. So I'm like, feed him. Another sleeper pick.
Yeah, right.
He's nice. Definitely sleep.
Yeah, he definitely had a good game.
I like that the Eagles came out and set the tone for this season like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the playoffs or not, but just having a new coach, having Hurts, having everybody together coming out, starting the season like that against roadkill, you got to beat the team you're supposed to beat. And that's just really what it comes down to. Like, they on the schedule, beat them, move on.
Yes,
but you still got the Cowboys win the division, Jeff?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Right.
Oh, wow. Well, we'll find out real soon. Real soon.
Yeah,
my pick is ready to change. You feel me?
You had Washington, right?
He did.
Yeah.
He didn't take his own team in the division. That's
I'm doing non-biased because I'm getting killed for being biased.
Nah, you kill me with that. Like,
I'm
Washington.
So you said about Washington?
If I went,
Washington. Yeah.
If I went, no, but what did I say though? Decent quarterback.
Yeah.
Decent quarterback play.
Yeah, well, Fitz got hurt, so that threw him off.
I told you he wasn't the one.
Well, let me throw a bone in there.
Throw a bad game.
I told you he wasn't the one.
I mean, wait. So let's say Cam go to Washington.
You trying to butter me up here?
I'm just saying, like, if Cam go to Washington,
you trying to get me to stay on the same track? No, sir.
All
right. Let me move. Let me say my piece. I thought the Eagles did. The defense looked really, really good, and I can see how they are the backbone of the team. Defense running the ball, and Jalen Hurts run the ball too. They run a lot of RPOs, which I've seen, and I work for him. I like Hurts from the beginning. I told you he's going to take the job early, so I've always been a Hurts fan. And I like Sanders. The receivers look good. I got to mess with Jordan a lot, but I thought the Eagles did really look good, Yeah. And they got to be who on the schedule, obviously, like Jeff said. But I thought they did that part. I was impressed with the coach. I thought the play calling was good. He was my biggest question mark, Sirianni. I thought the play calling was good when it needed to be. And like I said, the defense still came out and ball. So we're gonna see. You got the Niners this week, which is a big test. So we're gonna definitely see. Was that just them beating up on a bad team, or are they really, can they come through later on?
And I agree with you on that fact, though, that this will be a good test to see the trajectory. You feel me? Where they're gonna go for the rest of the year. You feel what I'm saying? They just lost Mostert. You know what I'm saying? And then, I don't know about them. They were up early on Detroit, and then the score was 41-33. So I'm a little – and I picked them to say, they would make the playoffs too. So I want to see – I'm happy this is week 2 because I want to see
Well, you know what, Jordan? That's a perfect segue, bro. Because now we're talking about the NFC West, and all the teams were 4-0. So, which team were you most impressed with, Jeff?
NFC West most impressed with the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals really came out and laid the smackdown. Like Mike Boy Kyler really stepped on the field.
My MVP pick. Watch this. Watch what happens.
Yeah, he laced them up and he took care of business like he was a professional, like a sound professional. And let me go out here and take care of business. And I was really impressed by the whole team in totality. Like, okay, Cliff Kingsbury, I always was a fan of him. But when he got Kyler, I thought that was really the match made. Like, he needed one of his own players, and he got that. And then, D-Hop is just D-Hop, man. Christian Kirk in the building. I got to find him on the waiver wire, man.
You can't. I drafted him, bro.
Christian Kirk been lighting it up. Like, last year,
Jordan said my team ain't that good, so I'm going to just leave it alone.
Okay. But no,
the
Cardinals. I still got the Rams taking the whole thing. But I was really impressed with the Cardinals. The Rams still showed me like they are the Rams. Like, and like I said, they're not going having Stafford behind there to throw the ball, and that formula with him and McVay will gel together throughout the season. They'll get better. The running back situation is still kind of moxie, but I was impressed with the Cardinals, man. I really was, and I was excited to see that. Shout out to AFC West is also 4-0 this week too. So just want to make sure we mention that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Shout out to the AFC West being 4-0.
West Side.
We're gonna see they're gonna lose this. Well, we're gonna talk about that later on. Toby, we think about the NFC West, bro. 4-0. Who are you most impressed with?
I don't got much to say. I'm agree with Jeff. The Cardinals. They play the best team out of whoever the other opponents were in their division. They played the Tennessee Titans. Titans look horrible, but they demolished them. Kyler Murray just throwing bombs. D-Hop being D-Hop, my guy. But I do agree with the Rams. We'll probably win the division. I think San Francisco. Now I just remember I was talking about the Lions ended up coming back and scoring 30. I forgot all about that. So they might not make the playoffs. You still got Seattle there, and Seattle looked good against the Colts. So this division is going to be very interesting to watch all season. We got 17 games, so it's going to be a very long season. But yeah, they're all great teams.
So we all picked our NFC West division champ last week. Who would you say gonna win the division, Toby?
Definitely the Rams. They have the secondary to go with the Cardinals, and I don't think San Francisco. I don't know what happened with their defense at the end of that game, and they had the secondary to go against Seattle too. So they have Aaron Donald. So I'm gonna go with the Rams.
I don't know why y'all shocked by the 49ers. Shanahan known for blowing leads. I don't know why y'all shocked about that.
All right, Jordan, NFC West, bro. Did you already go? No, Jeff went. Go ahead, Jordan. Yeah, we think about it. Who'd you most impressed with?
So I was definitely impressed with Arizona and the defense. Chandler Jones, 5 sacks. I think they played extremely well. You look at them; they're a really well-balanced team on both sides of the ball. Have a lot of talent, especially on defense. Kyler Murray's about to take that next step, kind of like that Josh Allen leap that he took, and could possibly definitely win MVP. I agree with you, Lee. I agreed with you when you said that at one point for sure. So I could definitely see him getting it.
It was plus 1,000 8 months ago. I got on that nigga. Plus 1,500, I think.
But I was also highly impressed with the Rams. When you looked at the Rams' offense, they just didn't look like that at any point last year at all. I think Matt Stafford adds another element. Like when you look at all the quarterbacks in the league, if you just wanted to look at everybody, if you wanted to say like what quarterback would you have outside of the top elite guys, it would be like Matt Stafford. He can make every throw on the field. The offense is going to be dynamic. Their weapons, they have a bunch.
They're not number ones.
Deshaun Jackson, they have a bunch of receivers. Tyler Higbee is pretty decent. And then I don't think the running back situation is as bad as, people think. I think Henderson is super decent. And then they have Michelle, who's been for Super Bowl I. So they're going to
like one play.
And then
he got like one play yesterday. Like he's very limited.
Yeah, I want Henderson. I want them to feed Henderson. He's on my team. So You definitely want him to get fed, but I was super impressed with the Cardinals, but really, really impressed too with the Rams. If the Rams look like that, they can beat anybody.
I mean, they did play against the Bears. I don't want to get too carried away with it.
The only reason why
Bears offense,
and I
Bears
would
had a top 5 defense like the last 4 years.
I said offense.
I would agree with you, Jeff, low key. But the only reason why I was still shocked because I was like, I thought this year was like the Bears defense was going to be better than last year. Like they were pretty good last year, but they weren't as great as they had been previously, and they didn't take that leap from what they previously had been. You get what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, all right, but I mean, they're still pretty decent though. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I still got the Rams to win the division because, like, I think what Toby brought it up, the defense, secondary, along with the front four is crazy. I like Stafford, always did. You know what I mean? And I think it's in a good situation with Shanahan. So I think they win, primarily because of defense. Russ is going to do this every time in the beginning, and then they're going to fall off about like week 9 or 10 and stuff like that. He comes out gangbusters. Then he'll go to a few parties with Sierra and take some pictures. Then he's going to see fall off again or whatever like that. And it's going to be over. And the Niners, I was surprised with. I wasn't big on the Niners, actually. So I was surprised and most impressed with them. I know Detroit came back on the defense, but I was impressed with their offense, actually. Yeah. I didn't expect Jimmy G to actually play that good. Jimmy G had he had a big game, didn't he? Yeah.
300. I mean, I remember I said that. I'm like, yo, Jimmy G hasn't played too bad for them. Last year, he was injured all year, and they were all over the place. So I think he's going to be nice. But that sprinkle of QBs, like we saw that with San Fran, and then we saw that with Chicago. But I think we all who here was high on Andy Dalton. I think he proved that he's not it. No, okay. So who wasn't high on Justin Fields? Because who thinks we need to make a change now? Because I did.
I think it's still.
I don't know.
I'm not high on Fields or Dalton.
You're not high on Fields either, Mike.
No, I'm not high on Fields or Dalton.
He's gonna prove you wrong.
All right, that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, Dalton ain't it, and Fields should play because he can grow in this. It might as well play. They're gonna be trash regardless. But I'm not really high on him as I am on Lawrence and even Mac. I like and whatnot. Honestly,
why? Can you explain to me why?
Well, I think Mac was the most NFL ready out of all of them anyway.
So what does that have to do with why you think he's better than Justin Fields?
Situation for one.
The situations are different, but if you had to line the two of them up and say who would you want, you're taking Mac Jones over Justin Fields. That's what you're saying.
It depends on the situation. If I'm the Patriots, I'll take Mac Jones.
Bro, scratch the situation. Because, bro, you know why you should scratch the situation?
Why?
The pick is Justin Fields because you can put him in any situation and he can perform. You can't put Mac in any situation and he can't perform, bro. You're crazy. Come on,
Who do you think Belichick rather have, Mac or Fields?
He took Mac because that was perfect for his system.
That's my point. The situation.
That's exactly what we're saying.
But Justin Fields could have done the same things and even did more in that system.
He wasn't even ready. Like, he's not ready.
He's past ready.
I don't know what that.
Bro, how the hell he beat on Andy Dalton?
Yeah, I heard he wasn't ready.
Because they made a promise to him. They made a promise to him, and they don't want to issue. They made a promise to him, and they don't want to issue.
Promise to who?
And then they're going to let him fall on his face. They're going to let him fall on his face because they made a promise to him. They're going to let him fall on his face. He's going to get too bad. They're going to have to put Justin Fields in because he's going to be that bad. That's what's going to happen. And Justin Fields is going to.
First of all, why the hell they promised Andy Dalton? Like that's
Andy Dalton, bro. He's not ready for real. He's really not ready, bro.
That's what it is. That's what they did. They told him they told him you're going to be the starter. We're going to go with you. That's why they.
That means that they didn't have faith in Fields.
If Justin Fields stood out, it's Andy Dalton. They're going to be
right. Exactly. It don't matter. Yeah.
Who is Andy Dalton? Like you don't got.
Yeah, like you thinking Brett Favre. Sometimes
like it's a household name. Or release him if Justin Fields that good.
This is what happened, bro. Like this is what they said, bro.
Who the hell is Andy Dalton, bro?
Right.
Bro, I agree with y'all, but this is what was said. Bro, I agree with y'all. But
that's what was said to probably cover up the fact that Andy Dalton been out playing Fields in training camp.
No, they said this to him when they originally signed him. No.
So did they sign him before the draft or after?
Way before the draft.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, teams always renege on that type of agreement.
Right, but
Andy Dalton doesn't look like Andy Dalton doesn't look like
Fields look better in the preseason than Dalton.
No, I'm with Toby. If Fields was ready and balled out, they would say, "Listen, Andy." They'll come bring him in the room and say, "Listen, bro.
See you later."
I know what we said, but
pack them up. Your bags are packed here.
Right.
You're not starting anymore.
Don't worry about going back to the locker room.
I just can't wait.
Right to the bus.
I just can't wait until the next episode when we have that conversation. I'm gonna just sit here and be like, "Yo,
So when do you think you're gonna start? When do you think you're gonna start?
You're gonna find out. When he do, he gonna show you.
He gonna start soon anyway because they suck. So they're gonna have to bring in the flesh.
He's gonna look a lot better than Andy Dalton.
That's not saying much.
Okay, what?
Really is it though? Is it though? Like,
He looks better than Andy, but let's look at his numbers. Let's look at his production. Let's see what he actually does.
Right. But anyway, about the NFC West, listen, Kyler, yes, I still got him for MVP, but hopefully they don't fall off where they kind of fell off last year. But I think all 4 teams gonna make the playoffs though, even with the Niners. I don't trust whatever. So I think they're gonna have all 4. Because remember, it's 7 teams this year.
7 teams.
So I think it's gonna be those 4, and then the other 3 division winners gonna make the playoffs. That's my prediction.
I gotta look at that.
No Saints.
I look that up.
You got the Saints. You got the Saints.
Hell no, I got the Saints. Saints just had a good win. I mean, but I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs though. I don't have one to fail. Saints gonna lose twice to the Bucks.
So you got Dallas winning the division.
Yes, I always had that. Yeah. I got Dallas. I got
we had Washington. He had the Eagles third.
So you got Seattle and 49ers getting in.
Everybody.
Everybody getting in. Okay.
Right, all 4 teams. Yeah, that's me personally.
3 division winners.
I think the 3 division winners.
Wow.
That's
wow.
Me.
Over either the Eagles or Cowboys. Basically.
Only one team. He's basically saying only one
division that we really.
I agree with the
Saints. In the Saints, you got the Bucks winning the division,
right?
The Cowboys winning the division,
right?
You got the Rams winning the division,
right?
And I
got the Packers going still win the division, and that's it.
Oh, you don't see anybody in their division as a threat.
Minnesota, Chicago. Who?
I'm just asking.
I don't personally.
Yeah, I agree. No one is really a threat.
No.
All right.
So you may still win that.
Wait, what division did he say it was a threat coming from?
No. I'm just asking. Do y'all see a threat? So you got the Packers winning the division, right? Yeah.
If you take anybody from the NFC West and put them in another division, they're going to win that division.
Yeah.
Even the 49ers probably they're going to win that division.
Yeah.
Except for the NFC South. That's the only one.
Only one.
Only one.
But again, no threats there either. I don't want to trust the Saints.
Yeah.
And I don't. And who else? Carolina. You know what I mean? So
I'm not worried about. I think they're going to be better, but I'm not worried about them. So you don't trust the Saints, the Eagles, and
to do what? That's my question.
I mean, that's a good thing though.
Everybody. If the Cowboys win a division, the Eagles might actually win 9 games. It might be 9 and 8. But that division might have everybody gonna have 10 wins or more. And NFC West, I feel like.
Who won it? The NFC East, the football team won last year. So we know it's going to be a new division winner.
Right.
But we definitely ain't saying it's going to be the Eagles.
No. Not me anyway. So anyway, moving on forward, man. Speaking of a great division and a great win and a great team, let's talk about the Steelers versus the Bills. And it's more about the Bills, though, because the Bills didn't look good after all the preseason hoopla for the Bills and Josh Allen. So were we too quick to jump on the Bills after last season, Jeff? What do you think, bro?
No, I don't think so. They still haven't solved this running game issue. I mean, they ran some plays where Josh Allen ran basically a QB keeper where he dropped back 3 yards and then ran forward. Like, bro, that's not working around here. This is the NFL. It doesn't work. So I don't think it's too soon. No, I just think they need to solve the running back issue. And I think they still ran 400 yards on Sunday. But the problem is Josh Allen threw 51 passes. That's just too much. If 51 passes in a 4-point game, that's just a lot of passes if you ask me. He got his numbers, but I think they need to slow it down where they just really grinding the teams out, running play action, hitting the receivers. They basically kind of got the perfect formula. I don't think it's too early. I just think they ran into the Steelers, which is an elite defense. Let's not even they got somebody elite on each level of the defense. Let's just not even ignore that. They actually probably got 2 players on each level of the defense that's elite. Like, on the front line, you got Watt, you got Hayward. On the linebackers, you got Dupree, you got Bush. And I say Bush is elite. I know he's young, but he already shown us he about business. And he in the perfect system to be exactly about that. I like Hayden. I like Fitzpatrick. But like I said, I just think the Bills just ran into a tough team this week. They'll bounce back next week, but they definitely got to find some sort of running back solution.
I thought they started running the ball, but I would take it to mine. Drew, what you think, man, about the Bills and last year this year?
No, yeah, man. I think they ran into a great defense. They're elite on all levels. Throwing the ball 51 times isn't always great, but he did it last year at times when they couldn't get the ball. It should work. They just ran into a great good. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They have that. It's first game of the season, too. I think they're going to turn it up. They got Miami next week. That's a pretty decent defense, so let's see what happens. I'm not just going to, say, I'm not trying to jump off the bandwagon or anything like that. I need him to turn up. He's, in my 2 weeks.
Who you need to turn up again?
Allen.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you. I can respect that.
What do you think, Toby, about the Bills and our Steelers?
I was never really.
Incredible.
I was never really on the Bills bandwagon. But I do think they're a good team. Our defense is just, they're elite. We've gotten better every year. We got young talent on the field, so we're just getting better. From last year to this year, we really stepped up. We really clamped. The secondary is way better than I expected. Like, it was really deflecting balls, affecting the catches. It was a great defensive win. The Bills are going to be all right. They're probably still going to win the division. They got weapons outside, but I don't know about. I was never really on their bandwagon last year, but they're a solid team. I don't see them as a Super Bowl winner, at the end of the day, but they're a solid team.
Okay, so you never on the bandwagon. I did like Josh Allen, but I think he's. I still like Josh, but he only really had one good year, so we really got to see what else he can really do. His first 2-3 years wasn't really all that great. He got progressively better, but really only had one great year. I think they stopped running the ball too early, Jeff, with Singletary. I thought they were
he fumbled twice.
He did. But I thought they should have still got another running back too, right? What's the other running back?
They got really they're not good. Matt Breida from the 49ers, and they got a dude named McKenzie. Those are the only 3 they played. Josh Allen ran for like 44 yards himself.
Yeah, Zach Moss.
Moss. That's what it was. Yeah, they got to get him back. I think they're still going to be solid and definitely be a playoff team. But I think as far as the Steelers are, the defense is just like Jeff said, it's too much now. Now, problem with us is that we always lose somebody on defense throughout the year. So hopefully everybody stays healthy on the defense. But I was so happy that they signed T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt is elite. So he's like on another level. So, I guess we'll see what happens with that moving forward. So I know you just keep that going on. And
the Steelers play calling is annoying me. These bubble screens and these fake screens one way, just to do a screen the other way. I'm over this, man. Come on. Last year we was hot about this. Like, they still doing it.
Yeah, the 1 yard outs and stuff like that.
Like, come on.
I mean, the Bills played a good run defense versus Najee. I know Drew was mad about that, but
he a rookie.
He had some okay runs.
Yeah,
in the second half.
Yeah, he did.
Look at a good D line though.
Bills defense was impressive.
Definitely the front line for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right, but okay, that's interesting. But so speaking of that division. But last question, what rookie looked better to y'all? Rookie QB, I'm sorry. Yesterday, Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones, they both lost, but Trevor had some good stats. Mac looked pretty good. What do you think, Jordan? Because you like to analyze this.
I mean, like, Zach Wilson played.
Or Zach Wilson, so you put him in there as well, yeah.
Better than all of them. I mean, he didn't look too great in the first half. Came back.
He looked horrible in the first half.
Horrible. Came back. You feel me? Scored 2 touchdowns. They couldn't get it done. Trevor Lawrence, they got smacked. He had to throw for all over the yard. He threw 3 interceptions. Like that, I expect that out of them. I think he's still going to be a good player in the league, but he's in hell in Jacksonville. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and then Mac Jones, the stats weren't great. He didn't do enough to win. Do you think Cam would have done maybe a little bit more? Who knows? Would Cam have been any better or less? Who knows? They played a decent team in Miami, and they have a decent defense. So, I was more impressed with Zach Wilson than everybody. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Jeff.
They all were bad, really, all of them. Every single one. I like Lawrence just being able to go out there and throw it 50 times against a professional defense, kind of get warmed up. Mac Jones didn't play too well. I mean, he didn't play lights out, but he is going to, for one, half of the field to shut down because you got Xavier Howard on the Dolphins, and he shuts down half your field because he led the league in interceptions last year with 10. Zach Wilson, he's probably going to be the worst of the crew, if you ask me. He's a New York Jet, and they are who they are. Like, they've always been mediocre. They're terrible. The organization, I don't like it. Like, I don't like it. It doesn't work. So, I mean, I would have to say Lawrence had the best outcome, 300 yards. Yes, 3 interceptions, but 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Horrible QBR, horrible passer rating, but the ability to him to get that many passes out under his belt, it'll get him acclimated to these NFL defenses.
So he's done that in college, bro. I mean,
but he's playing against boys, like
college, bro. The Jets didn't even look. The Jets look better than the freaking Jaguars. They held their team to 19 points. Carolina's got a good offense. They held them to 19 points. And
who in Carolina offense? McCaffrey? Like, stop with this love. Yo, he got this man crush on Darnold, bro. That was stop it, bro. Like they basically went from the Jets, Darnold and Robbie Anderson both went to the Panthers. Like, bro, come on, man. They terrible, man. Terrible.
Carolina got a good offense. Yo, he said it real convinced. Carolina got a good offense.
And they do got some nice weapons, though. They got nice weapons.
Who?
Robbie Anderson is decent.
McCaffrey,
DJ Moore.
Anderson, you're tripping.
They got some okay weapons.
DJ Moore.
Donald isn't that guy, so.
DJ Moore ain't never been that good though. He been average.
He had a good year last year, but that was.
Oh my gosh.
He never been that guy. It's a bunch of number 2s and 3s on the whole Carolina offense, bro. Like, except for McCaffrey. Like, everyone else is 2s and 3s.
Well, you're the best receiver on your team. You're not a number 2.
That's not true.
That is not true.
The receiving core is not that good.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony. What do you think about the rookies?
I agree with all y'all. They all look bad, but I'm gonna give it to Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, his head coach is a rookie right now, or Urban Myers. I don't really believe in Urban Myers. So I'm gonna give it to Trevor Lawrence. He still has the potential. He still might win Rookie of the Year. Mac Jones was really safe. They were playing a very good defense, so he was very safe. I still think he'll be good. And Zach Wilson, I really didn't watch him, but he brought them back against Panthers. I mean, they almost came back.
That was the Panthers.
That definitely NFL, bro. NFL. Come on, the Texans. I mean, they all lost to. I mean, Dolphins is the best team, so they played the Texans. The Texans are supposed to be horrible, but and that was a surprise.
Who's gonna win the division?
They thought the Texans were lay down.
Whose division?
With the Dolphins and the Bills. And
the Bills. The Bills will probably win the division.
And the
I think Miami. I mean, we got to see what Jordan and Tua do. We gotta
Jordan be loving these mediocre players. Be cracking me up.
So we definitely got the Jets at the bottom of the division with Zach Wilson.
I mean, listen, I want him to fall down and throw the ball to Corey Davis all game, so that helps me out or whatever. But I'm just saying.
He's going to be all right, but yeah, they're definitely going to be at the bottom of the division easily.
I see. We all said different. Jordan says Wilson. Y'all say Trevor. I like Mac. I think Mac was solid, man. I think he came out and showed he could run McDaniel's offense. I think he's only going to get better as time goes along. I don't think he's like amazing at anything and whatnot, but I think that he's solid. So I thought that he's gonna have the best, like as far as like rating percentages, QBR. He's gonna be the best out of all of them. I feel like for the end of the day, And your boy Fields, who knows if he's gonna play? So we're gonna see how that goes.
I forgot we even brought him in discussion.
Nah. Anyway, man, moving forward, man. All right, we're at the end of the show, man. So power rankings 1 through 5. Toby, since you weren't here last week, I'll let you start, bro.
You did your homework?
I didn't get time to do my homework.
All right, Jordan. I know you're ready for it. Power rankings 1 through 5. Here you got, bro.
All right, so I got honestly, I know this is crazy. They might think I'm wild, but I got the Browns still at number 5. They went toe-to-toe with Kansas City. I think Odell Beckham, if he's there, guy who can give them an explosive play, they can maybe win the game. So I got the Browns at number 5. I got the Steelers at number 4. It was still impressive what they did. The offense needs strides, you know what I'm saying? But it was still impressive beating the Bills. At number 3, man, I gotta say, going with the Saints, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I really like Jameis in that defense. I think they're gonna continue to improve and get better. The sky's the limit for them, honestly, with that defense. And then if they can get Michael Thomas back, that'll be awesome. And then this is gonna be crazy. But I got the Rams at number 2, bro. And I got the Chiefs at number 1. I'm taking the Bucs out of my top 5, bro, because I didn't even like the way the offense played, but that defense got shredded against the Cowboys. And I just didn't expect it. I thought the defense was going to be locked down, straight, looking like the Steelers, bro. If they can't get that together, if they look like that, they're going to have a tough game like that every week. I don't like the way they started out kind of last year. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I'm looking right now.
Okay, Jeff?
I got the Bucs at first. I ain't going to dethrone the champs no matter how bad they play. They still pulled it out the end. 2, I still got the Chiefs. I mean, because they, no matter how bad they look, they still pull it out the end too. 3, I'm going to stick with the Rams there. 4, I'm going to put the Pittsburgh Steelers in at 4. Only because that defense is very good. Ben is a vet. He's got weapons if he get him the ball. And then at 5, so what I got the Bucs, I got the Chiefs, I got the Rams, I got the Steelers, and then at 5, I'm gonna say the Packers still. I'm gonna put them at 5, even though they lost, right? Even though they lost.
I got a team who lost in my top 5. So.
Yeah, even though they lost, I still want to put them in there. The Bills, I didn't like how the Bills played, so I had to move them out. The only reason with the Packers is I know they got smacked, but I feel like the bounce back is about to be crazy. And, if they're probably going to prove me wrong in saying that they're going to trade Rodgers, but I still think he should move. They should just go ahead and move him.
I mean, that's your 5. Toby, you ready?
Yeah, I'm going to wing it a little bit. I'm going to put the Rams at number 1. I'm gonna go Bucs 2, Chiefs 3, 4. I'm gonna go with the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. They in the conversation, and then 5. I'm gonna go with the Bills. I'm gonna go with the Bills.
You all got teams that lost in there. That's pretty cool. Whatever, I guess.
Yeah. Only the Bills lost.
I know, but Jeff got a team that lost. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go with the Bucs 1 because I feel like they had the toughest opponent in the Cowboys. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs 2, second toughest opponent in the Browns. So going with the opponent's strength as well. I'm gonna go with the Rams 3 because how they looked. I'm gonna go with Actually, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals 4 because they had a good tough playoff opponent too, and they look great as well. And then number 5, gotta get
bring it home.
Gotta get the Steelers in there.
Bring it home. Bring it home. Go on, bring it home.
You already know, man. You gotta get them in there.
All upstairs, man.
Yeah, that was coming. Number 5, I'm going with the Steelers, but I got our winning teams at least. That's why. So we're gonna see. But anyway, let's move on forward, man, to talk about our picks. So, Toby, what we're doing now is we're gonna pick 3 games. I'm gonna pick the games, and then you guys will pick them, and then we'll keep track of the tally. So last week we were all 2-1. So,
what was the teams last week?
Last week it was the last night's game, Raiders and Ravens. Me and Jordan had the Ravens. Jeff had the Raiders, of course. We picked Steelers and Bills. They had the Bills. I had the Steelers, and then we all had the Bucks and Bucks versus Cowboys. Those were the games last week. So we all actually wound up being 2-1. This week, though, these are the games. So we're gonna start with Eagles 49ers. Go ahead, Toby. Since you know.
I'm gonna go with the 49ers to win that game.
All right.
Yeah, 49ers.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 49ers too. I think the defense allowing to get the Eagles some havoc.
Jordan, I'm sure. Eagles.
Come on now.
Even silent.
What? Are you doing because you're a fan, or you think you can beat them for real?
Both.
I thought about going with the Eagles, though. I did for a brief second, and then I was like, you know what? I remember Joey Bosa. Is it Joey? Which one is it?
Yeah, Joey. Yeah.
No, it's Nick Bosa. It's Nick Bosa.
Nick. Yeah, I like Nick.
Yeah. Oh, Joey and the Chargers, right?
Yeah. I like that D line. I was gonna go with the Eagles, but I didn't. Right, the Niners.
Niners got good. I feel like Niners' run defense is better than their pass defense, and I feel like if they can stop the run, that'll really stop the Eagles. Overall. But I like Jalen Hurts. This is actually a tough game. That's why I picked it on the schedule.
It's a tough game.
So, but I'm gonna go with the. You know what, Jordan Rowich? I'm gonna go with the Eagles, bro.
I thought so.
Or whatnot. I thought so. All right, next I'm gonna go with Chiefs and Ravens. Go ahead, Jeff. You up, bro?
Chiefs, Ravens, like 0-2.
0-2. Okay.
0-2.
Ravens go 0-2. All right. And Jordan.
Chiefs.
Okay, Ravens 0-2. Everybody, Ravens 0-2. You too, Toby.
You too.
Yeah, me too. Only because the Ravens' pass defense didn't show up last night. What are they gonna do against Mahomes and Tyreek Hill?
Like they down Peters and another cornerback, so they
correct. So they're gonna be done up. So that's a problem. So we all got the Chiefs. All right, and last one, Steelers Raiders. This is a special one for Jeff and I and Toby. So and it's on Thursday Night Football, man. So I'm gonna let Jordan go first. What you got? Steelers Raiders, bro.
You know he ain't got no faith in the dark hole.
I got the Raiders.
Wow.
I got the Raiders.
All right.
That pass rush that they wasn't getting to Lamar like that, they won't be getting around like that. If that offensive line looking like that, Ben will be on his ass every play.
Okay.
I agree.
Jeff?
I second Jordan. You know I got the Raiders. I think that D line is real. It's a real thing. And then, I also think, look, if y'all gonna throw them little short out passes, Abrams gonna come up. He gonna light somebody up, man. He had 10 tackles last night. He gonna get somebody.
But here's the problem, though. That defense y'all played last night ain't the Steelers' defense.
So, I hear you, bro. I'm talking about my defense. I'm talking about my defense.
Okay. What your offense gonna do, though? Nothing. What your offense gonna do?
Nada.
Nobody can stop Waller. So I mean, he might get 20. He might get 20 attempts this weekend too.
So yeah, me and Toby got.
It's gonna be. It's gonna
What's
be.
up, Jeff? Our team's playing. Since you and Jordan be betting, you betting or what?
Yeah, what you want to do?
Huh? Oh, wow. I mean, you can keep it simple. Just bet a dub on it. Stuff like that.
You know what? Let's bet a restaurant gift card. I want Cheesecake Factory joint. Cheesecake Factory gift card, $20. That we can do easy. You pick a restaurant, and we go call it a day.
Man, I can't even get my meal with that. Make it 25, whatever. But that's cool.
You said a dub though, so I'm like,
I want you to add restaurant. I gotta be able to at least get the meal. So yeah,
I got you.
Cheesecake Factory was the same thing. Then Cheesecake Factory. We'll make it.
All right, cool.
All right, that's on wax. That's on video. We'll talk about this next week. And me and Toby, of course, got the Steelers. That's Thursday night. Actually, we'll talk about that soon. So, yeah, sort enough. So anyway, man, that's been our
Thursday night.
Oh. Yeah.
No. Washington and the Giants are Thursday night.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
That's Sunday, the 19th.
Sunday.
I was gonna go
Sunday,
but they wanted $500 for the tickets for 50-yard line.
Yo, when I tried to go to I was gonna go to Pat's Bucks. They wanted like $600 for tickets though in New England. Yo, it's crazy, yo. I said, oh my god.
I had to tell people the price is going up today. The price today was not the same price as yesterday. It's going up. It's going up.
Anyway, man, that's our show, man. Good to welcome Toby back. Good to have everybody back on the show. Everybody looking good, man. Love to have this new revamp show that we got here. We'll be back next week. Toby, I don't know if you know that, but the show is live now. So it's been on the whole time on YouTube. So if you know anybody who, want to watch and comment, let them know. It'll be live every week at 8 o'clock. You can send it out, the YouTube link and stuff like that. So no more editing or nothing like that. So anyway, it's beyond the churches. Yeah, come right. Don't be here eating and stuff like that.
Yeah. With the yellow wave cap,
golden wave cap.
It's been a while. That was a while. That was in the beginning, man. So
he was giving a tour of the house and stuff. But anyway, it's been Beyond the Churches, man. I'm Big Mike. This is panel Jordan, Jeff, Toby. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah.